Sonia again. Now this time I'm going to show you how to do, I've had a lady ask me, hi Gina, how to make, her name is Dottie Gin on YouTube, how to make the beaded purses and bags that I did, that I had in my little video. I did a green one. This is one that I made that's like an emelet bag that you can hang around your neck, but you can make them for your dolls or whatever. And I'm just going to show you how to do that. If anybody is interested and they really want to know, I will come back and I will do a tutorial on how to do these knitting ones, the knitted beaded, make the beaded bag, the purses. So that's just something that I really, really love doing. It's the most smallest, tiniest thing, but I really enjoy making it. You know, they're absolutely beautiful, they are. So it isn't that hard. It's not as hard as what people think it is. Once you get started, you just, you know, you're sort of on a roll then. But, yeah, so anyway, if anyone is really wanting to learn how to do that, I will do a tutorial on that. It'll be probably over a couple of takes. It'll probably take a little while just to get the hang of that, but anyway, we'll do that one if anybody's interested. Anyway, you know, just let me know. Okay, thank you. And now we've got to work. We'll work on this one. Now this is done in a brick stitch, I think. It could be a brick stitch or it could be a Sonia stitch, because you know, you sort of start making something and then you might get carried away. But anyway, I'll do a bit now and just give you an idea on how to get started. So you'll need some beads, and I've got a bit bigger ones I think here that I'm going to work with just to give you an idea to start with. These are probably about, oh dear, sizes, let me see. Well, I don't know, honestly, because it's in one of these bags where I've put it to keep it. So, but anyway, we'll definitely need a bead needle. So they are very, very fine. I got some here a minute ago. Let me see, bead needles. I took them out and set them there so I could find them when I need them in a minute. Then I'll be not very happy, because I don't know what. Nobody needs a box of needles, do they? With me. Anyhow, now these ones here, obviously that one I've used a fair bit. They're very fine needle, but they're really good to work with. They do the job. So get ready. Must go and clean my hands. Still at the same position. I still haven't got up and did that. Anyway, now you can thread this with a ordinary thread, because that will work just fine. Ordinary sewing thread. You can use a bead, like you want a colour that was the same as your beads. To be going on with. So we need red-ish colour, because you don't want them to be showing up. And I've got this here that I will put, use that there. Looks a bit thick, but that's alright, it'll work just fine. Well, that's really strange, it looks very thick to me, but never mind, it must be right. Not because I've got my glasses on now, I'm being silly, sorry. I hope people will take me a bit serious. Anyhow, here we go. Now, I've taught myself to do a lot of this stuff that I do, because I read about it in books, and I thought, well, I'm going to have a go at this. Now I might try and get a bit bigger hole. Let me see, we might go for one of these needles I've already been using, I think, because they're very hard to thread. Very hard to thread. But we'll be patient. I'm sure we can do this. Many times I've done it. They say that you're supposed to thread the needle the way that you take it off the reel of cotton, and that way it doesn't split or give you a hard time, which this one is doing. I might have to see if I can get another. Now that was a bit thicker. I'm sure it's not me. Look at that. Now see, here, look at the difference in the thickness of those threads. So you want a thin one. You do. Don't have to worry about it breaking. It won't come apart. The thread is pretty strong, and also it's put through each bead more than once. So anyway, let's have a go at this now. Thread that up. Okay. Now you don't need to pull it through a small ways. You don't want to. You don't need it to have a knot on the end of it. So anyhow, now we'll go through our first bead like this, and well, I think my husband's just standing at the door to see if I'm talking to myself or there's somebody else in here with the camera, because I do talk to myself when I'm doing things. So we put that through like that. Okay, him up. Now today we'll make something that's only small, I suppose, so we'll have to thread on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7 altogether now. Okay. Now when you pull that down there, that will move along probably if you're not careful, so just try not to let it move along. Now I'm only going to work with a small piece to start with, because I think that everybody should try it with a small piece to start with, because your first row is really a bit hard. Okay, it'll be really hard, but don't you panic. Now we pick up a bead. We don't go through the first, what's name, bead. We go through the second bead. Okay, take it through the second bead. Move my hands the other road and you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So that one is on there, look, see, he's on there. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Now you go through, you pick up the next one and you go through the one at the behind and the next one down, okay? Now if you keep it laying down flat, if anybody does one of these, I'd really like to see it, because it's they're very nice, very nice. I find it a little bit tedious to start with. Now, this is only your worst row, I promise. After this, it gets really, really easy, okay? You just got to you persevere with this until you get him going. Now, you push that down, and if you look at it, they're going alongside one another, see? Look at that. They really will. There you go, through another one. You go back through the one you just been through, and the bottom, and the next one down, okay? Now, I suppose you might have to rewind this a bit to see, but maybe not. Hopefully I'll be able to show you so you can get the idea. See, that one's going to sit next to that one, like that. And there's the next one, and you go through the one you just went through, and the one in front of it. Hope this is in the camera shot. Oh dear. Oh shoot. Okay, now whether you want to put it down on the table and do what I'm doing. And actually too, another thing I should have mentioned was try and get your beads to be the same size. Sometimes in packets you'll find that the beads are not all the same, and you need to make sure you don't pick up something. And pick up another one, go through the last one you went through and down through the next one like that, like so, okay? Now, as I was saying, you don't want to your beads to be all different sizes, because then they'll start to it'll start to go skew if who knows what that means. It'll be all wonky, you know, not out of whack. So just carefully, just push it up. Don't panic. Nobody panic. Sorry, I really need a drink of water. Now we'll go pick up another bead, go through the back there and down through that one. Okay, and just pull that down. Now another bead, and you go down through the last one you went through and just pull it straight through. Okay, now to make sure, I bet you most of this wasn't in the shot, to make sure that's not going to go anywhere, you will just go back up through those beads, like so, with your needle, and cotton, and back up through the top like that. And there's your first row, and I'm going to go back down the first row that I actually threaded on, because I like to make sure that what I'm doing stays together and secure. And then I'm going to go back up through it again. The reason for this is I do not want it to fall apart, and it makes it a little bit more sturdier to hold on to while you're doing it. Okay, so there you are. Now that's reasonably solid, isn't it? Okay, that's not going to go anywhere too much while I'm doing this next one. So we pick up the first one, and we'll go through the second bead, just the second bead for the first time. Okay, then this time we will go through the bead we just went through and the one next to it, like that. Okay, now this one, the bead we just went through. For some reason I can't see that now. I've got my hands in the road. I suppose that would be even worse for you. The bead we just went through, I've got two on, so this will be up to the second one. What have I done here? Hope it's all good. Bead we just went through, and that one there. Next one down. My cotton's curling up around things here. There we go. The second one, next one will be the one we just went through, and the next one down. So I'll just do this little row here, and then I'm going to come back when I've actually, now you can make anything with this stitch, like you can do your bags, you can do bracelets, you can do rings, you can do earrings, you can make lots of things with this. You can make little boxes, because I've had over the years, all the magazines I've bought on all these different things, because and learnt myself and been to TAFE, and because I really enjoy all these sort of things, and I really like to show people how to do stuff. How to make things, that you get great enjoyment out of these achievements. I think that to me this is the best thing in the world that I'm doing. I've got that piece there caught up. That was from my tail. There you go. Back through the one there, down that one. Okay. I'm going to go and have a look at this in a minute. I hope it's okay to look at, because then I can put them up today. I've done 3 today. I've been busy. There we go. Look at that. I've had a few things wrong with me lately, and I thought it was all this to do with lady business, and it wasn't at all. I got some sort of an infection. You should not diagnose oneself. One should not Doctor told me I wasn't qualified. There you are. So I feel a lot better now. That is the beginning of your bag. Now maybe it is a little bit whiffy, but we can give it a wiggle about and make it nice, and then I will continue on and I'll finish making this. Well, I won't. I'll come back and I'll show you a bit more, and then we'll show you how to put the little tassely things on if you want them in the handles, and join it, how to join it, because you make it for as long as you'd like it to be, going down there and back up that way. I suppose you could lay it that way if you wanted to, if you made it a bit wider, but it's just like you're needing to make a piece of fabric, but it's made out of beads. You needed to make a little piece of fabric to work with, and then you mould your purse out of that. Okay? Well, thank you very much for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.